I am Andrew Hansen alongside Lauren Fox. We'll bring you the action tonight between the Bulldogs and the Clippers. And Lauren, this is a big contest as we get set for the playoff push.
This time of year, it seems like just about everything's a big contest. This one against two good athletic teams. Bedford has had a tough loss their last time out. That was against Exeter, or they played Pinkerton and came back after that loss. But that one against Exeter is a tough one, and they certainly want to try to get into the win column with another one here. And like we talked about with the girls' games, critical for playoff seeding.
And we're underway here. Bedford wins the tip. Jordan Dyer has it on the right wing, gets it up to Connor Butts, the point guard, top of the key. Now Ravenel hands it off to Dyer. Now star Justin O'Neill has it on the left wing. Connor Butts up to Tim Green. Portsmouth playing man-to-man, half-court defense here. Dyer picks up his dribble, gets it to Connor Butts at the top of the key, dribbling right. There's Ravenel from the right corner. Jumper is short, and Portsmouth clears it. It's Tommy Degnan. Coleman Brewster going to initiate the offense. Portsmouth going right to left on your radio dial. Bedford also playing half-court man-to-man defense here. There's a pass into the paint, and it's a traveling violation on Calvin Hewitt as he went for a spin move. Bedford ball.
I didn't even see what happened there. I was trying to make it so that I didn't strangle myself on the cords.
That's always a good start to the broadcast here in the first minute. Bedford going left to right here. Butts driving the left baseline. Faces a double team, kicks it back out to Ravenel. Jordan Dyer swings it to the right wing. It's Justin O'Neill, watched by Hewitt. Tim Green for three from the right wing, no. And rebound to Hewitt. Here come the Clippers. Hewitt with a head of steam, gets to his left, misses the layup. Trey Ravenel clears the rebound, and he gets it to Connor Butts. 6.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter, still scoreless. And pass on the wing is tipped out of bounds by Tommy Degnan. Bedford will have possession. Tim Green to inbound it right in front of the Portsmouth bench. Now Connor Butts swings it to Trey Ravenel. Well outside the three-point line. Handoff to Jordan Dyer. Bedford taking their time setting up an offense here. Tim Green has it on the left wing, looking for options. Jordan Dyer drives into the paint, kicks it to the left corner. Connor Butts looking for some space. Passes underneath to O'Neill, up fake, scores and one. Bedford on the board.
I was going to say, too, if they could figure out a way, Portsmouth's in a man-to-man defense, and Cal Hewitt is 6'3", so he's not a small guy by any stretch, but he's trying to guard 6'6" Justin O'Neill. And if Bedford can find a way to exploit that mismatch early on, it's going to be a long night for Portsmouth.
Justin O'Neill completes the three-point play. Bedford ahead 3-0 here, 2 minutes into the first quarter. Bedford at 8-5 on the season. Portsmouth 11-2. Portsmouth working the offense. Hewitt finds an opening, scores on the left block on a nice pass from Tommy Degnan. Bedford leads 3-2.
We knew Hewitt was athletic. We talked about two-sport athletes earlier today, and he is most certainly one of them. Is Justin O'Neill knocks down a three. He's got half a dozen early on.
That one converted from the left wing. And O'Neill responsible for all 6 Bedford points. Now a three from the left wing for Portsmouth, misses. They get the offensive rebound, kick it out to Hewitt. Zach Paradise trying to get it in the paint, but Hewitt keeps it, drives to his right and scores. Gets around Jordan Dyer and cuts the lead to 2, 6-4.
Hewitt's got that real quick first step too, and that's going to make him a tough one for Dyer to guard. Might consider getting out of the man-to-man, slipping into a zone from time to time to try to stifle him.
O'Neill gets to his right, finds Trey Ravenel on the left block. He misses, offensive rebound. Second chance, no good. And this time Portsmouth with the defensive rebound. That's Kevin Cummings getting it over to Hewitt, who's quickly into the front court, driving again to his left. And there's a foul against Jordan Dyer. And it looks like they're going to call this one on the floor. So Portsmouth will inbound from underneath the basket. 6-4 here, opening quarter. 4:42 to go. Bedford with the early advantage. Portsmouth with a chance to tie, and they do just that. Calvin Hewitt scores directly off the inbounds pass from the left block.
That one was just a set play, and Hewitt executed perfectly.
Jordan Dyer working on the left wing for Bedford, kicks it up top to Justin O'Neill. Almost loses it to a backcourt violation, but Connor Butts there having his back. Now he crosses over, gets to his right, kicks it back out to Justin O'Neill. Now Jordan Dyer from the left corner. His three just misses. Another rebound for Cummings. And here come the Clippers. Hewitt plays catch, gets it back. Three from the top of the key, no good. Bounces out of bounds. Bedford will have it.
I have a feeling if that one hadn't gone off of Portsmouth, you would have seen an over-the-back call. Ravenel had nice position on that rebound, and I didn't even see who it was for Portsmouth. It just went right over top of him.
Halfway through the first quarter here, tied at 6. Justin O'Neill works to his left, fall away, long jumper, short, and Portsmouth clears it quickly up the left wing. It's Cummings. Now they get it into the post. That's Zach Paradise from the left elbow. His jumper gets a nice friendly bounce. Portsmouth ahead 8-6.
Paradise had a matchup he really liked there, took advantage of it. He had Dyer, who is a smaller player, not small, but small enough that it made it tough for him to guard.
O'Neill from the top of the key, banks in the three, puts his hands up and says, well, why not? I'll take it. He's got all 9 for the Bulldogs, who lead 9-8.
Did he call that? I didn't hear it.
Certainly heard the bank, though.
Bank's open.
The bank is open on Friday night here in Bedford. Bulldogs ahead by 1 as Portsmouth works it around the perimeter. Brewster driving to his right. Short pull-up. He goes off the glass. I think he intended that bank shot.
Yes.
And now Portsmouth with the 1-point lead, 10-9.
And Bedford had slipped back into a zone on that one, logically so, with O'Neill in the middle.
Crossover from Dyer. He gets to the free throw line. Pull-up jumper is good. And he's excited to give the Bulldogs the lead, 11-10. Calvin Hewitt dribbles to his right, now back to his left. He is left-hand dominant. Now Tommy Degnan has it. Hewitt runs back up, retrieves the ball, dribbles to his left again, kicks it to the left corner. Now is a mid-range jumper from the left wing. That was Brewster who missed that one. And Bedford will have the ball as it bounced out of bounds past the baseline.
A lot of good ball handlers on this Clipper team, a lot of choices as far as running an offense and where you want the offense run from.
Jordan Dyer starting the offense here for Bedford. He gets it to O'Neill in the paint. Another jumper is good. He's on fire.
O'Neill's got 11, Bedford's got 13. They lead by 3.
Just under 2 minutes to go here in the opening quarter of this Division I boys basketball game. Brewster has an opening, gets to his left and scores. Trey Ravenel went up high to try to block that, but Brewster went high off the glass for that. Bedford clinging to a 1-point lead here. Ball in the left corner, it's Dyer. He double teamed, gets it back to O'Neill. Guarded by Hewitt. Now Connor Butts has it, swings it to Jordan Dyer. And there's a foul on the drive. Bedford will take it out on the sideline.
Butts saw his man over on the far side and just couldn't get the ball over there quickly enough. By the time the ball got over there, the play had already developed and the offensive opportunity really closed up.
That Portsmouth foul was on Tommy Degnan. Second team foul for Portsmouth. Connor Butts with the 3 from the left wing, misses. Calvin Hewitt clears it for Portsmouth. Dribbles over half court, works behind his back. Now passes it behind his back to Brewster. And this time, Trey Ravenel clears it with a nice block. Portsmouth regains it though, and it's Zach Paradise cleaning up with a mid-range jumper. Portsmouth with the 1-point edge now, under a minute to go in the first quarter. Jordan Dyer kicks it out to Butts on the right wing. Now he gets it to JT DeLacy, and there's O'Neill again with another 3 from the corner.
I think that bank that he hit was kind of indicative of the night that he's going to have. When you get lucky like that, all of a sudden you know that just about everything's falling. O'Neill's got 14.
It's really opened it up for him. We've got 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Calvin Hewitt working from the right wing. Kicks it out to Brewster, pull-up 3, misses. Jordan Dyer, 1 second left, heaves it. That's going to come up short. But after a fast-paced first quarter, Bedford out to a 2-point edge, leading 16-14 over Portsmouth.
You're just happy he took that shot to end the quarter.
You know it. That's a chance at 3 points.
He gets charged with the shot attempt. For Bedford in the first, they had 14 from O'Neal, 2 from Jordan Dyer. On the other side of the coin, the Portsmouth Clippers got nothing except 2-point buckets. They got half a dozen points from Cal Hewitt, 4 from Coleman Brewster, and 4 from Zach Paradise. And that's gotten us to where we are through the first 8 minutes, 16-14 Bedford. But as you mentioned in the open, this Bedford team 8-5, Portsmouth 11-2. So you have two teams that have had slightly different seasons. Bedford, I think, has in some ways outperformed and in some ways has lost a couple close games that you would have thought that they should have won. And if you talk to some of the parents, they would have told you that last night's game against Exeter was one of those games. And it's funny, we alluded to it briefly on air this morning when we were recording our show, but Exeter had been undefeated, but they were really towing the line between losing that game with Goffstown, with Bedford, and then finally they wound up losing their first one the other night to Portsmouth. So Exeter, a good team, but they're starting to come down to earth kind of at the wrong time.
And we're underway here in the second quarter. Portsmouth still going right to left. They're shooting a 3 from the right wing, and that one's good. It's Coleman Brewster, and all of a sudden he's got 7, and Portsmouth takes the 1-point lead here, 17-16. Back at the other end, it's Ravenel working in the post. He misses the short one. And there's a fight for the rebound. Ball batted back and forth. And there's going to be a loose ball foul called here on Connor Butts.
Yeah, he was going for the ball, but unfortunately when you're going for the ball and you come into contact with somebody's lower extremity, you will get that foul called, and sure enough, Connor did.
Jacob Booten into the game for Portsmouth, along with Thomas Weir. And there's a pass into Hewitt, once again getting to his left. Nice assist there from Thomas Weir, and the layup to Calvin Hewitt. Meanwhile, on the other end, Hewitt comes up with a steal, trying to call timeout, but instead it's a jump ball.
That was interesting. I think the only two people in the arena that didn't see him call for a timeout were the guys who matter. We all saw it. I actually heard him say it.
That one was not granted. Possession
Strange.
arrow for Bedford. And Connor Butts will start the offense.
Nice play made by Hewitt, too.
Very athletic. Connor Butts gets it to Dyer on the left wing. He's able to square up for 3 and drain it. That ties the game at 19.
Yeah, and if you give Jordan Dyer a chance to square up like that and get a little bit of space to make that shot, he will take it and he will make it. We've seen it the last few games we've done.
He's got an excellent stroke. Trey Ravenel deflects the pass, and here comes Bedford in transition. Butts into the paint, makes a little 10-foot runner, and the Bulldogs have a 2-point lead.
That entire play was started on the defensive end. Ravenel just put his hand in the cookie jar and knocked that one away.
Hewitt gets it to Booten. Now back up top to Cummings. Brewster over to Booten. Guarded nicely there by JT DeLacy. Now Hewitt goes to work. Spin move into the paint. Lefty shot misses off the glass. Trey Ravenel clears it away. And Butts quickly in a transition to O'Neal in the paint. He's called for a charge. Nice play there defensively for Portsmouth. Jacob Booten, a smaller player, listed at 5'9", took that charge against O'Neal.
That was really one that could have gone either way, and Booten had gotten to a spot. Was he set? Hard telling, but it is a bang-bang play. The officials got to make a call, and that's the one they chose.
6 minutes to go here in the first half. Bedford leading 21-19. Portsmouth setting their offense going right to left. Hewitt has it on the right wing. Gets it up top to Weir. Now Brewster on the left wing. Up top for a three-pointer. Short. Ravenel fighting for the rebound. But it's gathered by Portsmouth in the corner. That's Booten. He plays it up to Hewitt. He gets ahead of steam. O'Neal steals it from him, though. It's a 2-on-1. And he's called for a double dribble.
Yeah, that was one of those. He never quite got control of it. And as he was trying to control it, wound up taking it with both hands, throwing it back down. And it's infrequent that you will get away with that one, just because it looks funny to a ref.
5:20 to go here. in the first half. Bedford ahead by 2. Portsmouth works it to the foul line. It's Brewster with a pull-up jumper. It's good, and one. The right-hander dribbled to his left, pulled up just outside the free throw line, made the jumper, and fouled in the act. And that bucket tied the score at 21. He'll have a chance to make a 3-point play and get a 1-point edge. Foul on that play went on Connor Butts, his second. So Danny Kaleza checks in. And the free throw attempt here by Brewster is good. So Portsmouth ahead now by 1, 22-21. It's Kaleza now starting the offense. He gets it to Dyer on the right wing. Uses a pick from Tim Green. And dribble handoff to O'Neal. There's a foul there on Portsmouth.
Right, and that was just a foul on Cal Hewitt. It was just a good old-fashioned reach.
All right, inbound to Kaleza, a little miscommunication. He lets it go, and it's picked up by Brewster. So Portsmouth with the steal and a chance to extend a 1-point lead. Brewster has it again in the corner. Now Hewitt on the right wing, looking into the paint, uses a pick, gets to his left all the way to the basket, but misses. And Dyer tips the rebound to Tim Green. He pushes it hard. Kaleza gets it to Dyer. Now O'Neal for 3. That one off the back iron. He finally missed.
You don't get the bank when you shoot from there.
Portsmouth ahead by 1 here as the pace of scoring has slowed a bit. And Hewitt has it up top. Now Booten on the left wing. Pump fake, gets to the top of the key. His 3 off the front iron. Trey Ravenel gets the rebound. Now Kaleza working at the top of the key, gives it to Ravenel. Now Dyer over to Tim Green for 3. Yes!
And you could tell right when that one went out of Tim Green's hand too. It looked good, and he knocked it down. Now you said the pace of the scoring has gone down, but the pace of the offense has not. It's just the rate of the making has gone down. Bedford now leads it by 2 after that 3 by Green, but we saw earlier kind of an interesting play where an inbounds pass to Kaleza that eluded him, and it would have been really easy for Coleman Brewster to just let that one go out of bounds. Truly, that was a gamble for him on that play where he tried to keep it in thinking that, hey, if this guy's already given up on that play, I might get myself an easy rebound or get myself an easy layup. And unfortunately for him, he just couldn't keep his footing there. Yeah, that was a gamble made by an experienced player, almost paid off.
Yes, indeed. Fun to see Tim Green hit that 3, kind of get into the act here as Bedford starting to connect from distance. He's the 3rd Bulldog to hit from distance here in the first half. O'Neal with a couple. Jordan Dyer hit one from that left wing, and Green followed it up. We've had a lot of lead changes here in the first half. Bedford is 5-1 at home and trying to improve that record here tonight to 6-1. And we're back underway here. Under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Portsmouth has it on the right wing. Cummings works it to the left, now back up top. It's a 3 for Coleman Brewster, and he converts it. And there's another lead change. Portsmouth ahead by 1. Kaleza working up top, finds Tim Green on the right wing. He dribbles to a double team, now picks it up, gets it to O'Neal, back to Tim Green.
They had Ravenel coming down the seam. Green didn't see him quite quick enough, though.
O'Neal on the right wing, swings it to Dyer, looking for room. Dribbling to his right. Now back to O'Neal, but he bobbles it. It's going to go into the backcourt, and it is a backcourt violation.
I was wondering if you were going to get not a backcourt violation if they ruled that Portsmouth had knocked it away, but instead they say that it was the bobble that caused it. They saw what you saw. I didn't see it. Harry agrees with you, though, for the record. Take the word of the hockey guy.
3:03 to play here in the first half. Portsmouth ahead by 1, 25-24. And it's Booten at the top of the key. Now Weir working on Ravenel, spins to his right. Now Ravenel gets a steal as Weir tried to spin one too many times. Bedford with possession. Tim Green over to Kaleza.
And Trey took one in the snout when he was trying to block that shot, and then he took one in the snout on a pass as he was crossing half court.
Now he has it on the left block, his home, and he scores off the glass. Trey Ravenel.
Nice move by Trey on that one. Good work converting. He had one earlier that was an easy one that he missed, but did a good job there.
Our latest lead change gives Bedford a 1-point lead, 26-25. Weir has it on the right wing for Portsmouth. Pull up for Coleman, and it is good. That's Coleman Brewster getting hot from the perimeter.
He's kind of hot from everywhere. He's got 15.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. Dyer has it for the Bulldogs. Now Tim Green up top. Gets it to Ravenel on the left baseline. Swung over to O'Neal from the right corner, and he's hot too. The corner three for O'Neal gives Bedford another lead, 29-27.
So the defense had all collapsed in on Ravenel. He saw it. He knew O'Neal was in the corner over here. Fired it over, and O'Neal got that open three simply because Ravenel was drawing so much attention down there.
Coleman Brewster dribbles into the paint, a little floater, and he scores over Kaliza. And Bedford does not have an answer for number 20, Coleman Brewster. Game tied here, just over a minute to go in the first half. Ravenel has it on the left block, spins right, kicks it out to Kaliza for three, just short off the front iron.
I like that shot Danny took, though. It was a nice open three. Hey, might as well take it.
He took it in rhythm. Degnan with a pull-up for Portsmouth, bounces 3 times off the rim, and O'Neal secures the rebound. Now 50 seconds to play here in the first half. Still tied at 29. Pass to Ravenel in the post, and there's a foul on Portsmouth. It's Thomas Weir with the personal foul.
Each team with just 4 personal fouls in the first half, so you wonder why it's 7:20 and we're almost done with the first half. That's why.
Yes, indeed. Jordan Dyer has it in the paint, kicks it out to Kaliza. Now Tim Green from the right wing for three. In and out. Portsmouth with the rebound.
Good open shot from Tim, just didn't fall.
33 seconds to go here in the first half. Coleman Brewster has it just over half court, and he's in no hurry here. But he is being closely watched by Kaliza. Creates a little space. And now shares the ball with Booten, who gives it back to him. 15 seconds to go here. Coach Mulvey content for Portsmouth to get the last shot. 10 seconds now. Coleman Brewster has it. Dribbles to his left at the top of the key, into the paint. And shot is blocked, but we've got a foul. They're going to say the push on the hip. It's Kaliza. And they are going to give Coleman Brewster 2 free throws here with 4.5 seconds to go. Tied at 29 here, just before the end of the first half. And Coleman Brewster, the star of the show so far for the Clippers, eyes the rim from the free throw line and scores the first one.
This may be one of the easiest halftime scoring recaps we've ever done.
Not too many scorers
Just
so
saying.
far.
Yep.
Second one from Brewster, also good. 2-point lead. 4.5 seconds to go. Tim Green looking to inbound. Gets it to O'Neal at the free throw line. Quickly over half court. 2 seconds to go. He's double teamed, and there's a foul with 0.4 seconds to go. I believe that one's going to be on the floor. It's
Yes.
on Jack Russo, number 5, who just checked into the game. And so indeed, Bedford will have it on the far sideline with 0.4 seconds to go. Tim Green to inbound. And O'Neal heaves it. Tried to go off the glass again. This one just off the front iron after hitting the backboard. So after a fast first half, we're going to head into the locker room with Portsmouth leading 31-29. We had a bunch of lead changes there in the first half. Lauren, why don't you tell our listeners about the scoring breakdown that you mentioned?
I was going to say, if I had known George was going to train the camera on us, I would have taken the hat off. But so my apologies. For Bedford, the man on top as far as scoring went was Justin O'Neal. Justin with 17 to lead the way for the Bulldogs. Tim Green with 3, Trey Ravenel and Connor Butts with 2 apiece. And then on the other side for Portsmouth, you had Coleman Brewster. I had written down 17 near the end of the first half, and then he proceeded to convert a pair of free throws. That gave him 19. Calvin Hewitt with 8, Zach Paradise with 4, and that gets us to our 31-29. But I got to say, in the early going, been very impressed with what I've seen from Portsmouth. Brewster, I would not have thought would have lit it up quite as he did, but really having a day where everything's going in, might as well keep shooting it.
Absolutely, he got hot, and Justin O'Neill was hot. Very balanced in terms of the scoring. 16-14 in that first quarter, and then 15-15 in the second. So we'll look to see what Coach Elmendorf does in terms of halftime adjustments to try to slow down Coleman Brewster. And we'll take a break here. Thank you for joining us on BCTV and Bedford 105.1. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for second half action here from Bedford High School. And before we start the second half, we'll mention we've got George Cox on the camera today. Harry Kozlowski running all the radio controls. He was on the call yesterday for the hockey victory. In terms of upcoming programming, we'll be back here on Tuesday night for Bedford Boys hosting Dover. And the officials have sorted out the possession here. They've decided that it was Portsmouth's turn.
A lot of negotiation that went on there.
Portsmouth wins the negotiation.
Trying to negotiate a treaty.
They're going left to right here on the radio dial. Calvin Hewitt kicks it out to the left wing for Portsmouth. Now he gets it back on the right wing. Dribbles to his right, spins to his left. He is left-hand dominant, guarded by Jordan Dyer. He drives to his left, and the ball is deflected after hitting the backboard. That's a goaltend on Trey Ravenel.
That was about as textbook of a call as you're going to get. Nice job by Hewitt in creating a little separation with his body, getting to the basket, and he's a tough matchup there for Jordan Dyer.
Connor Butts working right to left here for Bedford. First offensive possession for the Bulldogs in the second half, trailing by 4. Tim Green gets it to O'Neill on the left wing, now back to Butts. Looking for a pick from O'Neill. He takes the deep 3 and misses that one short. Calvin Hewitt with the rebound for the Clippers. Pushes it up the right wing to Brewster. Nice dribble, but a nice block by Butts. And the ball bounces over to Zach Paradise. He puts it back on a little bunny. And the Clippers are ahead by 6. Jordan Dyer, dribble handoff to O'Neill. Now the same to Butts, running a little bit of a weave up top. Butts on the left wing now.
I was going to say, it looks a lot like the Kansas offense.
We are not in Allen Fieldhouse.
A lot of motion, but not a whole lot of action.
Jordan Dyer drives to the left block, misses. And the rebound there to Kevin Cummings. And Portsmouth pushes it up the left side with Tommy Degnan. Now Coleman Brewster gets it to Hewitt for a 3 from the right wing. Nice rotation, but a little bit long. Trey Ravenel with the rebound. O'Neill now driving along the right baseline. His pass deflected and stolen on the baseline. Here comes Calvin Hewitt pushing into the paint. Layup missed by Portsmouth, but they get the offensive rebound. Kick it out to Degnan for 3. That one misses as well. Here comes Tim Green for Bedford on the left wing. And Butts gets it to Dyer on the right wing, wasting no time. Dyer with the 3. Bedford needed that, their first score here of the second half.
It had been a dire situation. Portsmouth had outscored them 8-0. That was the run that we were working on, and Jordan Dyer stops it, gets the Bulldogs back within 3.
Now Hewitt has it once again, one-on-one against Dyer. Short jumper, and there's a foul there. Portsmouth really looking to isolate Calvin Hewitt, take advantage of his terrific offensive moves, his individual one-on-one moves, and Hewitt drew the foul there on the short jumper. Lefty spins it. First free throw, he gets the roll. Portsmouth ahead now by 4. Early here in the third quarter, 5:43 to go. Hewitt for the 5-point lead. This one's in and out, so the score remains 36-32. Outlet pass is tipped away on the far sideline, and Bedford will retain possession. Connor Butts to inbound it to O'Neill. and he gets it back. Butts calls out the play, walks it over half court, starts the offense on the right wing with Dyer. Now Ravenel on the left wing, looking for O'Neal in the post, can't get it to him. Dyer with the pull-up from the top of the key, heat check. Not this time, and Hewitt with the rebound for the Clippers. He's got it at the left elbow, and he goes all the way to the left block, misses the layup, but the tip putback is good from Zach Paradise.
And that's kind of simple basketball. Somehow Zach Paradise is avoiding getting boxed out, probably because he isn't getting boxed out. He's gotten 2 easy buckets here in the second half right away.
And we've got a foul on the entry pass against Portsmouth. That one's going to go against Tommy Degnan. And Lauren, with those offensive rebounds, sometimes you got to tip your cap to a guy who really wants it and finds a way to slither to the opening. And that's what Paradise has done twice here in the third quarter. Now Butts starting the offense. Gets it to Dyer out by half court. He dribbles, kicks it to Trey Ravenel. Now Butts from the top of the key. 3 is just short. And Paradise with the rebound.
Nice open shot. Almost had a little too much time to think about it.
Far corner 3 is good. That's Kevin Cummings scoring it for the Clippers. They've got a 9-point lead, and Coach Elmendorf stops it right there with a timeout.
Well, I mean, there was a point in time Bedford was up 29-27, and since that point, Portsmouth has given a nice big run, 14-5, and that's gotten us to where we are right now. And I don't even think my math is correct, 14-3 in that run in about the last 5 minutes of clock time. So Bedford's got to find a way to stop the bleeding. Smart timeout there from Mark Elmendorf.
It is a tough challenge for the Bulldogs here defensively. We've talked at length about Coleman Brewster tonight with those 19 first half points. And the other star ball handler for the Clippers is Calvin Hewitt. He got into foul trouble in the first half, had to leave the game, and that's what allowed Coleman Brewster to really take over. But now, here in the third quarter with them both on the floor, it's a real handful for Bedford because you can't stop everybody because these guys are talented one-on-one players.
Right, and it makes you wonder too. We talked about it earlier when Hewitt was beating Dyer off the dribble about switching from a man to his own. Bedford did, and that was where they made what I would say kind of an offensive run at that point. But it all starts with defense. You got to find a way to stop him. And for Bedford, if they can get into his zone and use that effectively, that might change things up for him.
4:25 to go here in the third quarter. Bedford going right to left here, trailing by 9. Connor Butts pushes it to the right baseline. Now Dyer up top. Justin O'Neal from the left wing, and there's a 3. Exactly what Bedford needed. O'Neal's 3 cuts the lead to 6, 41-35. Calvin Hewitt quickly back the other way. Gets it to Degnan. Now they swing it to Kevin Cummings. And there's Coleman Brewster for another 3 off the back iron. Another offensive rebound. This time it's Kevin Cummings, and he spins and scores the layup. And Portsmouth's lead is now 8, 43-35. Jordan Dyer with it on the right wing. 3:40 to go here in the third quarter. Dribbles to his left. Tim Green has it in the left corner. He swings it to Ravenel in the right corner. Long 2 is good. Ravenel loves that baseline jumper. And this one makes it 43-37 Portsmouth.
Nice little feathery J from Ravenel over there. He was just by himself and got that good open shot, knocked it down.
Nice look from Tim Green to set it up. And now Portsmouth attempts another 3 from the top of the key. It's Kevin Cummings again, his second 3 of the quarter. And Portsmouth pushes the lead to 9, 46-37. Dyer from the right baseline. His shot is blocked by Paradise. Here comes Calvin Hewitt in the open floor. Goes to his right this time. His running layup with the right is good. And Portsmouth all of a sudden ahead by 11. Connor Butts starting the offense. He gets a ball screen from Ravenel, goes to his right. Now O'Neal from the right corner, a 3, it's good. O'Neal keeping the Bulldogs in this one. And there's another timeout on the floor as that 3 for O'Neal cuts the lead to 8. It's 48-40 Portsmouth.
I was going to say, if it wasn't for Justin O'Neal making it rain, Bedford would be in a world of hurt right now. O'Neal has somehow managed to get open. And if you're Portsmouth, you have to figure out some kind of a solution there, whether it's a box and one, I don't know what they have in their arsenal, but they have to figure out a way to stop O'Neal. He has been the main offensive option for Bedford in the game. He's got 23.
The nice thing he did there was he moved without the ball. He got to that right corner, and Bedford able to find him. That's what you've got to do against a talented defensive team, is when you have a guy who's open, you got to hit him at the right time. Bedford did it there. And they've got this game back under double digits, 8-point lead as we get started here. Again, 2:30 to play in the third quarter. Portsmouth ahead here, 48-40. And they've got the ball at the top of the key. It's Brewster. Mid-range jumper is good, and the lead is 10. Now, Butts dribbling on the right wing, finds Dyer. Back to Butts up top, long three, NBA distance, it's good. And the teams are starting to light up the scoreboard here. That one cut the lead to 7. Bedford needs a stop. Coleman Brewster gets it to Hewitt. Now Paradise back to Brewster. Now Cummings with the drive. Pass deflected by Butts. Right to Brewster. Misses a short one, gets the offensive rebound. Now he has it in the left corner. Squares up a three and drains it. This Portsmouth team is hot, and they lead 53-43.
Well, unfortunately, that possession could have ended early with a box out. The ball got loose. A pass, and Brewster wound up with 3 in the corner. That's 9 points here in the quarter that have been a result of a second chance simply because of not boxing out.
JT DeLacy checks in for Dyer here with the Bulldogs trailing by 10. 1:23 to go in the third quarter. Tim Green to inbound underneath the basket. He gets it to DeLacy in the corner. Now O'Neal at the left wing. He fires up another 3. This one misses. Fight for the rebound is tipped out to half court. And right before the jump ball, this time Portsmouth calls for and is granted a timeout.
I was thinking based on the initial signal that it was going to be a foul, so I'm at least happy that it wasn't that. We've had a grand total of 3 fouls here in the third quarter, so this one picking up right where we left off. It's a good thing the refs aren't getting paid by the hour.
That's right. They wouldn't make much tonight.
Nope.
This one is moving by quickly.
For Bedford, they now trail by 10. They led by as many as, 2 or 3. But really the turning point was in the game, 29-27. Bedford was up. Portsmouth closed out the half with 4 and then scored an additional 4 more to start off the second. Ultimately, that turned into a 14-3 run, and it's been nip and tuck since then. But Portsmouth with that 10-point lead, unless Bedford figures out a way to stop them, it's going to be a long rest of the night.
First challenge is stopping Brewster. They get it out of his hands. He gives it to Paradise. And now a 3 from Degnan is off the mark. Battle for the rebound is won by Bedford. Connor Butts.
How does the littlest guy come out of there with the ball?
All desire there. Now Tim Green has it. Gives it to Butts on the right wing. Another long 3. In and out.
About half the ball was down in the hoop. That thing was deep.
At least. So the lead is still 10. 35 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Hewitt directing traffic for the Clippers. Now under 30 seconds to go. Bedford playing half-court man-to-man. Getting pressure on the ball. Looking for a 5-second violation. Tommy Degnan has it for the Clippers now. Over to Brewster. 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. Brewster drives to the hole. Ball bounces out of bounds. No call. A lot of contact. And they're going to say it went off of Bedford.
Yeah, it was a nice job by DeLacy there. He got to space and held his ground pretty well. And Brewster was certainly out of control on that play as well.
Portsmouth has it, though, with 9.1 to go. Inbounding it from under the basket. They get it into Cummings. Now Hewitt has it up top. 5 seconds to go. Three-pointer is up, short. Butts with the rebound, and there's a whistle just before the buzzer. Looks like we may have a foul in the rebounding action. Indeed we do. It is a foul on number 14. I believe that'll be Jacob Booten for the Clippers. The clock now reads nothing but zeros as the officials meet at half court to sort out the clock issue.
Yeah, and if there's no way to go back and review tape and figure out exactly where the clock was when the foul was called, there's really not a whole lot you can do about it. They'll just determine the quarter was over. But for Bedford, you may be in a situation where only having that one foul in quarter number 3 doesn't really do you a whole lot of favors. They may get to a situation later in the game where they're having to foul in rapid succession in order to stop the clock and send Portsmouth to the line. That doesn't really help you out there.
You're right. We could easily see the game trending in that direction. A game with a number of lead changes in the first half, but now Portsmouth, with that hot shooting quarter, has a 10-point edge. So Bedford has a real uphill battle here in the fourth quarter. The Bulldogs will be going right to left on your radio dial for these final 8 minutes. Looking to make a comeback here against the 11-2 Clippers. It's Connor Butts on the left wing. Over to Tim Green on the right wing. Looking for O'Neal in the post, nothing there. Now Butts has it on the left wing. Dribbles back to his left. Gets to the block and scores an acrobatic layup. He wanted the and one, didn't get it, but at least that layup cuts it to 8.
Real nice take by Connor, and it started with the crossover dribble up top.
Clippers have it on the right wing. It's Hewitt up top to Cummings. Booten on the left wing. Brewster up top, another 3. That one is well off the mark. Tim Green with the rebound for the Bulldogs. Here comes Connor Butts. He gets it back to Green. JT DeLacy looking for it, gets it near half court. Now Butts on the left wing, working off the pick from O'Neal. Gives it off to Tim Green at the top of the key. Bounce pass to O'Neal in the post. His turnaround is short. Here comes Cal Hewitt. Quick pass is bounced and deflected, stolen by Ravenel. Pass ahead to Connor Butts. He scores and cuts the lead to 6, 53-47.
Good on Justin O'Neal seeing Butts. Butts knew that there was going to be an opportunity there, and those two linked up. Nice, easy connection. Bedford within 6.
Bedford student section getting into the action now. Trying to will their team to a defensive stop. They've got to deal with a 3-point attempt, and that one banks in off the glass. So Portsmouth gets the bank.
Who made that one?
That was Kevin Cummings with his third 3 of the second half. And that gives Portsmouth a 9-point edge. Pass to Ravenel in the right corner. Now back up to Butts. He drives and scores right past Coleman Brewster. And Portsmouth's lead is 7, 56-49. 6 minutes to go here in the final quarter. Brewster walks it over half court. Uses the pick to go left, and there's a foul on the pick.
Yep, moving screen.
Portsmouth missed the screen tutorial from Lauren Fox. It was Thomas Weir with the moving screen. His second foul tonight.
If you're setting a really good screen, though, it's a fine line between being set and moving. Just saying.
It is a gray area. Only the veterans know. Bedford down by 7 here. Connor Butts has it in the right corner, guarded closely by Brewster. Now he drives to the baseline, pulls it back out. DeLacy up top, back to Connor. He gets it to O'Neal for 3, yes! O'Neal feeling it. And there's another timeout by Coach Mulvey as the Clippers' lead has been shrunk to 4. 5:29 to go here in the fourth quarter. Portsmouth leading 56-52.
Justin O'Neal's like the quadratic equation. Nobody on Portsmouth has any idea how to solve him. He's got 26 points. He has 7 threes in the game. Having one heck of a night is Justin O'Neal, and really every time he squares up, with one exception, he took a little J on the baseline that a couple possessions ago, but every time he squares up, he just, I don't know how to say it, he rises and squares with a good degree of confidence. Like he's feeling it tonight.
He's just been on the money, and like you said, he got that bank 3 in the first half, and he'd already scored a handful, but that can really just propel you mentally and into that mindset of, this is my night. And that's the way it's gone tonight for Justin O'Neill, who has had an outstanding performance, keeping Bedford in it. They trail by 4.
The Bedford media department has just slipped us a note. I believe O'Neill's career high is 27.
So another bucket will,
I think,
get him to new heights.
We don't have a media department.
The Bulldogs will need it. Yeah, here come the Clippers, going left to right on your radio dial. It's Coleman Brewster, just over half court. Playing with the dribble, gets it to Hewitt on the right wing. Now up top. The Clippers swing it over to Brewster on the left wing. Up fake at the elbow, and little fall away is good. Tough degree of difficulty there, but he makes the jumper. Lead is now 6. Ravenel on the right block, tries the righty hook, misses. Calvin Hewitt has it for the Clippers. 4:40 to go. Clippers leading by 6. Hewitt dribbles out by half court. Dyer steps up. Now Hewitt pulls it back again. Hands it off to Cummings. Now back to Hewitt. Dyer steps up. Now Cummings drives his left, poked away by O'Neill. Tim Green has it. Cross-court pass to Dyer. Back to Green.
Student section wanted an alley-oop.
They didn't get it. Instead, we've got a foul on the drive. Connor Butts looking for an opening, and he was tripped up by Coleman Brewster. That's the 5th team foul on Portsmouth as they make multiple substitutions. Paradise and Degnan back into the game. Jordan Dyer dribbles into the paint. Pull-up shot, gets the roll, cutting the lead to 4 with 4 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. It's 58-54 Portsmouth.
Portsmouth was up by as many as 11. Bedford's cut it to 4, and it's a 2-possession game now.
Butts with some tough defense. And now Degnan has it for the Clippers. Back to Brewster, watched closely by Butts. Brewster into the paint, double teamed, he shoots over it. Another offensive rebound for Portsmouth and putback. And you guessed it, it was Zach Paradise.
Paradise has now had 3 of those here in the second half, one bigger than the next.
6-point lead now for the Clippers, 3:30 to go. Butts with a pull-up 3, he got it. And Coach Elmendorf calls a timeout to set the defense.
Boy, Connor's feeling it now too, he's got 14.
This is the most made 3-pointers I've seen from the Bulldogs in a long time. They've really been hot from behind the arc. And the long ball has allowed them to stay close here as the 11-2 Clippers have come in and shot the ball pretty well themselves.
They were down 48-38 was Bedford, but these threes late have really made a big difference. They've outscored Portsmouth 19-12, and that's gotten us to where we are right now. But yeah, the threes here in the second half, that Dyer with 1, O'Neill with 3 of them, Butts with 2, and you look at Connor too. That 3 that he took from NBA distance, that's a shot. If you're Mark Elmendorf, you say, yeah, what's he doing? That's a deep shot. He's not the kind of player that's going to take that shot unless he thinks he's going to make it.
And he is feeling it. 3-point game here as we resume action.
And still only 1 foul on Bedford, so they're going to need to commit a ticky-tack one here or there.
Portsmouth has it in the post. Turnaround jumper from Paradise misses. And here come the Bulldogs with a chance to tie, down by 3. Butts has it in 3-point land. Cross-court pass is stolen by Degnan. He's in alone on the breakaway, and he gets the roll on the layup. Portsmouth now leading by 5.
No idea how Connor almost blocked that without fouling him. Degnan also had to deal with Butts with a full head of steam coming down after him.
That was an exciting breakaway layup, for sure. Bedford has it in the right corner. Tim Green now dribbles up top. Pass into the paint is deflected. I don't know if the officials saw it. They did not. And they call Portsmouth ball.
The official here on the far side is saying that that was a result of the ball going off of Trey Ravenel's hand, and Connor Butts now fouls. That is now 2 against Bedford here in the second half, but we talked about the game moving quickly. This is where the last 2.5 minutes feels like it takes about 2.5 hours.
And Bedford's trailing by 5, so they're going with a full court press here, man to man. And they foul immediately. It was Trey Ravenel committing the infraction on Zach Paradise.
And really nobody for Bedford is in foul trouble. Connor Butts has 3, so you need to make sure he's not the guy getting the foul called on him here late.
3 team fouls now against the Bulldogs. 2:27 to go. Long pass ahead to Brewster. He has to save it, but it's stolen by Butts. And here come the Bulldogs down by 5. O'Neal for 3 on the left wing. He misses. Portsmouth with the rebound. Hewitt skips it to Degnan.
Great drive and dish there by Butts.
And great passing ahead by Portsmouth leads to a layup by Zach Paradise. That's how you beat the press. And the lead is now 7 here with just over 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Butts looking for space in the left corner. Pass deflected, but O'Neal has it in three-point land, and he hits another 3, and that's a career high, according to the Bedford stats department. More importantly, it's a 4-point game. Bedford still within striking distance. It's 64-60 with 1:55 to go here in the fourth quarter.
For Bedford, though, they are going to need to foul quickly again because we are now at the point of the game where you need to try to get possession back, and the way to do it is by stopping the clock, not by trying for a steal. In New Hampshire, as you point out every game, there is no shot clock, so Portsmouth could kill the clock, but for the fouls that Bedford's got to give at this point.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where it's an unfortunate part of the New Hampshire system that there's no shot clock. Otherwise, Bedford will be able to use the shot clock to their advantage, play tough defense, get stops, and have plenty of time to get back into it. But down by 4, they've got to make something happen here and try to upset the 11-2 Clippers. Again, we'll have Bedford's next home game here on Tuesday against Dover. But Bedford focused in on the Clippers right now and try and make a comeback here in the last 2 minutes. Portsmouth going left to right. Hewitt to inbound it. And he gets it to Paradise, and Trey Ravenel fouls him quickly. Not even a second goes off the clock, so Bedford doing a good job preserving clock here. Still 1:55 to go. That was the 4th team foul on the Bulldogs. Now Hewitt inbounds it to Degnan. He's fouled by Tim Green. 2 seconds off the clock.
And now you're in a good spot. You got 5. So we'll see if they play for a steal now here or go for that 6th foul. Try to get Portsmouth in the 1-on-1 next time through.
Hewitt again to inbound. He gets it to Cummings. He's got a little space on the far sideline, and there he's fouled by Butts. And Butts didn't want that foul. Nobody on the Bedford side did.
You know, and oddly enough, Connor was protesting that he was fouled by Cummings, which I don't disagree with him. Cummings kind of a little bit of a forearm shiver there, but regardless, Connor now has 4 on him, but you're not going to yank him out of the game.
Degnan gets it to Hewitt. 1:45 to go. He picks up his dribble, guarded closely by Dyer. And Hewitt able to get it to Brewster. And now we've got a jump ball. And it will stay with Portsmouth.
Stays with Portsmouth, but you get the arrow going back your way. And in a game like this, that matters.
1:38 to play. Everything's set up now for the Bulldogs to finally get the ball back. Degnan gets it into Hewitt, who's in the backcourt. Now he crosses half court. Picks up his dribble, poked away by Dyer. Hewitt has it again now. He drives into the paint, and there's a foul on Butts. And he walks towards the bench as we anticipate this will be number 5 on him, and it is. So Elmendorf summons Danny Kaliza into the game. The 5'9" junior will take over the point guard duties for the stretch run here. Calvin Hewitt at the line for Portsmouth, shooting a 1-and-1, and he misses. Trey Ravenel with the rebound. Bedford finally has the ball here, down by 4, just what they were looking for. Jordan Dyer drives into the paint, and he's fouled on the drive by Tommy Degnan. And that's the 6th team foul on Portsmouth, so Bedford will inbound it. It's Tim Green. Searching, gets it to O'Neill on the left wing, and there's a foul on Hewitt. That'll send O'Neill to the line for a 1-on-1.
Sort of a silly foul right there, too, because you don't want to give Bedford the opportunity to come back into this game with the clock not running, which is precisely what they get to do right now.
Absolutely, and that's the 3rd foul on Calvin Hewitt. O'Neill, front end of the 1-and-1. He converts it calmly, cutting the lead to 3. It's 64-61 with 1:16 to play here at Bedford High School. O'Neill trying to make it a 2-point game. Dribbles 3 times. Rises up and drains it. 2-point game. Hewitt to inbound for the Clippers. And he gets it in. And immediately there's a foul there. It's Zach Paradise who will go to the line for the Clippers after the foul on Trey Ravenel. That's number 3 on Trey. And the 8th team foul on Bedford. So Paradise to shoot 1-and-1. Clippers ahead by 2 here, 1:15 to go in the 4th quarter. Shooting right in front of the Bedford student section, and you can hear them. And the free throw is short. Ravenel again with the rebound. Here come the Bulldogs. It's Dyer on the right wing to Ravenel. He's got an opening in the paint. His scoop shot is good. He lets out a roar, and the Bulldogs have tied it at 64 with a minute to go. All the Bulldogs clapping on the bench. The student section loud as Hewitt drives to the left. Shot blocked by Ravenel. Offensive rebound and putback for the Clippers. Zach Paradise again. He's been a thorn in the side of the Bulldogs. And the Clippers head by 2. 40 seconds to go. Trey Ravenel from the right corner. Shot is deflected. Clippers have it with 30 seconds to go. Bedford's going to need a steal or a foul. Instead, we've got a timeout by the Clippers. Coach Mulvey calling it. 28.7 seconds to go. Clippers with the ball, leading by 2.
Danny Kaliza was desperately trying to foul too, and anything else that he would have done, you would have gotten an intentional foul call on him. The officials made a choice not to call it, all well and good, but for Portsmouth, they would have salted this game away. They've had 2 1-and-1s. They haven't made either one of the front ends, and because of that, you had a tie game after 1 possession ago. They're going to get fouled again out of this. If they miss another 1-and-1, Bedford's now got an opportunity to go ahead with the 3.
That's right. To reset, Bedford has 8 team fouls. Portsmouth has 7. So the next foul on either side is 1-and-1. And Coach Elmendorf certainly instructing his crew right now that if they don't get a steal, then they'll go for another foul to set up that 1-and-1. And hope that trend continues of the Clippers missing the front end. It's the starting 5 for both teams, other than Kaleza in for Connor Butts, who's fouled out. And Hewitt will inbound it for the Clippers. He gets it to Coleman Brewster, guarded by Kaleza. He goes for the steal, doesn't get it. Kaleza trying to dribble off as much time as possible. Foul on Kaleza, and the clock stopped with 19.6. It's Coleman Brewster going to the line for a 1-and-1.
So that whole thing took about 9.1 seconds.
Bedford student section getting ready for this big moment. It's a 1-and-1. And this time, Portsmouth converts. Coleman Brewster gives the Clippers a 3-point lead with 19.6 to go, and he's got one more free throw coming. He bends and shoots. This one misses. Rebound to O'Neill. The Bulldogs have it, down by 3, 15 seconds to go. O'Neill on the right, dribbling to his right. Now Jordan Dyer has it up top. 8 seconds to go. Handoff to O'Neill, 5 to go. His 3 is short. Tim Green tries to save it, but he can't do so. He stepped on the baseline. And now with 2.7 seconds to go, the Clippers have it, leading by 3. Bulldogs have their backs up against the wall now. They need a steal quickly. Instead, it's a foul. Hewitt got it into Tommy Degnan. and Tim Green had no choice but to foul him. 1.7 seconds now on the clock. That was the 10th team foul on Bedford. So Degnan will have 2 free throws. He's going to need to miss them both for Bedford to have any real chance here with 1.7 on the clock. He misses the first, and there's still hope for the Bulldogs. 1.7 seconds to go. Bulldogs trailing by 3. Here comes a free throw from Degnan. It misses. O'Neal with the rebound. Quick timeout. And the Bulldogs are still alive. 1.5 seconds to go, down by 3.
It's crazy. Portsmouth, by all rights, should have put this one in the refrigerator. They had 2 1-and-1s that they missed both of, or they missed the front end of. Obviously, you have 4 points you could potentially score there. They had 0. You had 2 there. Degnan makes one of those. The game is salted away. Degnan misses both of them. Portsmouth should have walked away with this one long since. And if you're Bedford, at this point, you have to be thinking maybe the universe is shining on us right now.
What the Bulldogs need is to channel that karma from Wednesday when Emma Rosenbaum hit the 3 at the buzzer for the girls team as they pulled out a miraculous win. Now the Bulldogs need a buzzer 3 to tie the game as they trail here 67-64 with 1.5 seconds to go. They're going right to left on your radio dial. Tim Green to inbound it. They've got to go the length of the court and make a 3. And Tim Green will inbound it. A long pass ahead to Ravenel, goes too high and bounces out of bounds.
No time ran off the clock, though.
Portsmouth will have it where we started on the right baseline. Bedford again needing another miracle to have a chance to tie here. 1.5 seconds to go. Portsmouth ahead by 3. They're inbounding it. And Hewitt bounces it off of Ravenel. Back out of bounds. 1.3 seconds to go. Hewitt again to inbound it for the Clippers. Leading by 3. Bounce pass is caught, and there's a whistle immediately. And we've got a foul, looks like on Trey Ravenel. Bedford fortunate to get that whistle. So Zach Paradise will go to the line for the Clippers to shoot 2. They still lead by 3. With 1.1 seconds to go here, Paradise needs to make 1 for the Clippers to salt this one away. And he gets the roll. The lead is now 4 for Portsmouth, as Zach Paradise lines up for the second free throw. The shot is up and short. Ravenel with the rebound and heaves it the length of the court. That one's off the mark, and that will do it. Portsmouth closes out a 4-point victory, 68-64. They move to 12-2 on the season, and the Bulldogs drop to 8-6. Well, Lauren, the Bulldogs had a valiant fight there in the fourth quarter. They played the foul game very wisely, and they got Portsmouth to miss multiple front ends of 1-and-1s, and they got that chance to tie, but they just couldn't make it happen.
Yeah, it was a rough night for Bedford. They were down early, and it was that run that Portsmouth had in, what was it, basically the end of the first half into the third quarter. That 14-3 run, Bedford fought back well. Justin O'Neal was big there. Connor Butts was also big there. And unfortunately for Bedford, things change up a little bit when you lose your floor general, and Connor Butts fouled out of the game. They still had a shot, but they just couldn't get the bucket when they needed it, and the Bulldogs fall 68-64.
Yeah, you're right, Lauren. You never know how those possessions may have been different with Butts on the floor. The good thing for the Bulldogs in that comeback is that they at least had a chance to tie. Justin O'Neal off the mark, but he was terrific all night long, scoring. What was the final tally for Mr. O'Neal? Was he over 30?
I have him with 31.
31?
Yeah, so all right, we'll look at the final scoring because that's, I think, the only thing that I've done correctly tonight. For Bedford on the losing end, Justin O'Neal with 31, Connor Butts with 14, and did foul out as well. Trey Ravenel, or check that, Jordan Dyer with 10, Trey Ravenel with 6, and Tim Green with a 3 in the first half. And on the other side for Portsmouth, you had Coleman Brewster with 27, Zach Paradise with 15, 11 of those in the second half. Kevin Cummings with 11, all in the second half. And Cal Hewitt with 13, 8 of those coming in the first half. Tommy Degnan with 2. And that is the final accounting. Like we talked about, Portsmouth certainly could have put that one away with a couple free throws here and there. They couldn't get them to fall. Bedford had an opportunity, couldn't take advantage of it. And in the last 2 Friday nights has really given 2 very good teams, 2 of the top teams in the state, a run for their money, with Exeter and Portsmouth losing by 4 each time.
Yeah, another learning experience for sure. Another close game. Bedford's been strong on their home court, going 5-1 coming into tonight. This drops them to 5-2. But we've got another home game on Tuesday as the Bulldogs will host Dover at 6:30. Hope you'll join us for that one. And that'll do it for tonight from Bedford High School. My thanks to my broadcast partner, Lauren Fox, George Cox on the camera, Harry Kozlowski again running things on the radio side. Have a great weekend and join us again on Tuesday here on BCTV and Bedford 105.1 for Bedford Boys Basketball.